What's going on there, throttle lockers? Welcome to another video of Kickstand with the plan. Now, before I get started here, please, if you like my videos, hit that like, and if you want to see some more, hit that subscribe, but always remember to turn on that notification bell so you can see when they come hot and fresh off my, recordings, you know. And I do want to note that all my videos that you watch on YouTube some of them are non-edited. A lot of the Kickstand with the plans are non-edited, because I got a buddy of mine working on my computer for me to help kind of get it back up and running, so I can do some editing and try to pause and do a quick joke here and there and all that stuff, so I'm not just rambling on and all that. But with that being said, today's video is going to be another kind of recap of Look Twice. You know, I had an incident the other day, which I'm going to talk about that here in a second, but I want to talk about an incident that I had a couple years ago, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth in between them a little bit, kind of go on two different subjects here. So the one that happened a couple years ago, I was riding over to the city, and I went over to the next town to go that direction, and when I was going, I had the green light ahead, and I was a good distance from it, and I happened to see a truck over in the intersection with a bike behind it. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I go to wave with the bike, and as I get done waving with the bike, next thing I see is the truck pulling right out in the intersection. And I look up and I still see, and I had the green light, so I locked it up because he took up my only ways out without going into oncoming. Well, I lock it up, he stops, and I'm sliding. Now, I'm this freaking close to his bumper. And if I'd hit the bumper, I'd have clipped it, laid the bike down, I'd have been ticked. But I was able to stop it and get myself situated and trying to assess what just happened. Now, going back to what happened the other day. The other day, I was going to a different city in a different direction, all this and that, and I was going through the main street, and there was this lady who pulled up to a stop sign. She completely stopped. That was fine. She had her windows down. She looked about that fast and started pulling out. Now, I was about a quarter block away from her, and I revved the bike up and all, and she stopped, seeing that I was there, and she apologized, waved, and all that kind of cool stuff. And I was like, you know what? You apologized. I'm good with it. Not a problem. But this isn't going to cut it, okay, guys? You really need to take your time of looking. Make sure that you are pausing while you're at a complete stop to make sure that there's an opening for you to go. And this is how you got to do it. You look. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, that just gave you enough time to not just see what's right here coming at you, but to look down the way a little bit on both sides. So you can see, okay, there's cars coming, but was there a bike there? So it gives you enough time to really look it over, or you could take a little extra time to make sure. We, as the biking community, would absolutely appreciate it. So please make sure that you look it twice. Now, she said she's sorry. Let's go back to that story that I was talking about just a second ago. Now, as I said, I got the bike stopped. I'm assessing what happened, and I'm sitting here just like, sitting there just like going crazy. My heart is just, I couldn't stop. Here's where I had the problem. All right. The guy got out of his truck. He was ready to confront me, but he didn't get out alone. His 3 buddies got out with him. They all start approaching me all puffed up and stuff. And, well, as soon as I seen them coming, I knew I couldn't take on all 4 of them. So I pulled out my 380 that I always have in my vest when I'm riding. I always hope I never have to use it, but it was one of those situations that I knew I was about to get hurt real, real bad, and for something I didn't even do. So I pulled it out and I held it down and all that. And I was like, look, you guys keep coming towards me. I am going to have to put you down because now I'm in fear of my life. I don't want to, but you're forcing my hand. Now, if the driver would have came and confronted me, whether he wanted to fight or just say, dude, I'm sorry, or man, you need to fucking look out or whatever, I'd been fine with that because I would have dealt with him because he was the one that was in the wrong. He's the one behind the wheel. He was the one that made the decision to go out in front of and pull out in front of me. But what pissed me off is the fact that he had to have his buddies to feel tough. Now, at this point, here comes the guy on the other bike. Left his old lady on the bike and came over to back me up. And I appreciate the hell out of it. I really did. But what I hate is the fact that he was in the wrong. He messed up, and instead of apologizing and saying, "Hey man, I screwed up, my bad. I won't let that happen again." Cool, but he had to sit there and run his fucking mouth, thinking that he was a Billy Badass because he's got his friends there. He's got to look tough. That shit just irritated me. Because if you're in the wrong, just say you're in the wrong. Because guess what? Your pride's gonna be damaged, but that can be built up later on. So I would have probably taken the guy on in one-on-one. I would have probably never even drawn my pistol if he wanted to settle this with fists, one-on-one. I might have whooped his ass. He may have whooped mine. Either way, I wouldn't have cared because we were going to settle it like men. But he acted all childish and had to be all badass around his fucking brains that he almost killed me, or put me in the hospital with severe damages, or willing to really put me in the hospital because his friends were going to jump in. There was no ifs, ands, and buts. I mean, this kid was like 18 to 20 in that age of all of them. All of them were. Well, they kept running their mouth and got back in the truck and took off. Now, I'm not saying that it's just cagers that do this. There are guys on bikes that fuck up too. And I'm saying this message to everyone. If you are in the wrong, just say you're in the wrong. Apologize, try to make amends, and let it go. Your pride can and will be rebuilt later on. There's no need for it to escalate any further than that. If it has to go to a fist, go to a fist. But the last thing I want to do is draw my weapon because I have to feel like I'm in danger of my life because someone couldn't just talk to me. So all I'm saying in this video is make sure that you're taking extra 2, 3, 4, however long time to look both ways. And if you're in the wrong, cagers or bikers, it does not matter. If you're in the wrong, admit it, man up to it, apologize, be done. That's it, all right? So, always remember, keep those throttles locked, those tires hot, and never, ever, ever forget, keep that rubber down, and make sure that you're looking twice.